Hey guys, this is Joe from Cincinnati here, and I got a game that I played about a week ago now. So it doesn't have Crisis Breaker or any of the Pack 5 stuff, but it's updated through Pack 4, I think. So it's me and a guy named Suzume who is playing Crane. I do my standard opening of Ancestral Lands for Stronghold, and I get a Borderlands Defender and a Kaio Envoy, um, and then a Harumi Jimbo, who's out of my deck. I don't like the Harumi Jimbos all that much. So I mulligan that, and I get another Kaio Envoy out, which is nice for me. Um, so he made me first player, which, as a general rule, if I'm first player, if I'm made to be first player, I'm just gonna mulligan my hand if I don't have Away the Crab. Like, I'm just gonna throw my hand away if I don't have Away the Crab, because it doesn't happen often. But every once in a while, your opponent will forget, or they'll test fate, or they'll have a bad flop, and they'll be forced to, they just might happen to walk right into Away the Crab on round one. So, the off chance of that occurring is worth the effort for me. So um, he flips whatever that girl's name is, the girl that doesn't go away if he has favor. A challenger, a representative, and a Doji Whisperer. So I assume he's just going to open the Doji Whisperer. So I just play the Kaio Envoy, no fate, just let it happen. And then Suzume, what does he do here? He plays a Doji representative with 2 fate. So, first of all, like, it's already not great to be playing a game where your opponent makes a mistake that glaring. Because, I mean, logic would say, don't ever do that. You know what I mean? And he even says, like, I have to stop doing that. I think that, like, playing a crab is very different from other clans, and he just fell into that trap. So, he does that, then he has to buy the guy he should have bought, the Doji Whisperer, with 1 fate. He has 1 left, so I just go ahead and buy my Defender with 2 fate. Do I do that first? Yeah, so I just do the Defender, and now he passed, so I'm trying to decide if I should get the Kaio Envoy or not. I just decide to not. I do my standard bid of 3, which is pretty generic at this point. Seems like it's what I do against most people. And he bid 5, because he's Crane, and Crane always bids 5. So I'm up in 12 to 9 honor, which is nice. It's always nice to have a little bit of honor here and there. I have a Spyglass, so he's going to honor his Doji Whisper. I'm going to put on my... What did I put on? Ornate Fan. Okay, oh, that's fine. I guess just to stop the round 1 policy debate. I guess I don't want to put the fan on because I want to keep a fate just in case some shit goes down. I want to be able to defend. I want to be able to use, like, a Mountain Does Not Fall or something like that. I pass my opportunity because I don't want to attack first. I want to defend first. So, we're already at 6 spectators, which I'm used to like 5 or so spectators, but I think he was like recruiting people to watch this game. Because he was doing too much. So I just, the Mountain Does Not Fall my Borderlands Defender, which is, I love it. I love that card. I Stronghold to get up to 6 to 0. He dishonors me. I just re-honor myself, I think. Yeah, I just re-honor myself. And I think that's where we leave it. Yeah, he passes, I pass, I win. I get the Void Ring, which is nice. And then I have a choice. I could honestly, I could do a number of things. I go with Earth, because Earth is just a good default thing to do. And I hit Night Raid, which is weird. I don't see Night Raid in provinces very often. It was discard 1 card, which I don't think is even, like, a thing that you worry about. He dishonored my guy. no discernible reason that I could come up with, because I'm still breaking. Oh, okay, that's why. He thought that my character was too glory. So he thought he would prevent the break by dishonoring my guy, but he didn't. So I break, discard the Doji Challenger, which is great because I hate dealing with that character. Especially since he's going to be first player next round. And he's already down to 8 honor. And then I hit his Gaijin Customs out of his hand. So he's obviously playing the Spyglass game. You know, of 3 Spyglass Gaijin Customs, you know, a bunch of that stuff. That's obviously why he bought the representative, is because he wanted to put a Spyglass on him and just kind of like move in and out and get as much card draw as he could. I think that kind of clouded his judgment on that first buy, and that's why he got that he did that first round buy, which I don't blame him for. I think like everyone struggles with things like that on occasion. So I buy a Kaio Envoy again because I love Kaio Envoys. I have 6 Fate left. Now he has like a really small board. So I just decide to pass. Because I can withstand his board. And I can just kind of keep my Fate going. Because I knew that if I bought something, he would pass and get 2 Fate. I didn't want that. I want to control his Fate as much as I can. I have a relatively good board. I just drew another mountain. And I had a charge in hand. Worst case scenario. So I'm feeling pretty good. All things considered. I put the Spyglass on the Borderlands Defender. Because I'm anticipating her defending twice and then attacking. So I can honestly, I could charge in Shuichi, reprieve him, and be pretty good about it. So I defend with the Borderlands Defender to his Kakita Asami and Doji Whisper. He has Shameful Display, which is unfortunate for him. So I dishonor Kakita Asami. So it's what now? 7-7 right now. It's tied right now. I just do my stronghold, see if he passes it. No, he doesn't. So he re-honors his guy. So now I have a decision to make. I think I just let him win this conflict because it's fire. I mean, I'm not thrilled about it, but my guy's gonna leave standing. Now, this is interesting. Since he's doing fire, and he has an honored Chud, right? And he's obviously trying pretty hard to win this ring, that tells me that he has a fucking noble sacrifice in his hand. He has the 1 Fate, he has the honored piece of garbage, and he's doing a Ring of Fire as his first conflict. Ring of Fire, I mean, he started his conflict with Away the Crane in hand. That's how he undishonored Asami. The Doji Whisperer is already honored, and this guy right here, this guy honors himself. So the Brash Samurai. So it's like I know he's not interested in honoring his own characters because he was anticipating leaving this conflict with all guys honored before the ring effect. That told me that he was definitely doing a Ring of Fire for the dishonor on the Borderlands Defender so that he can noble sacrifice him with this little piece of crap here. So by putting a reprieve on my Borderlands Defender, I'm basically shutting that whole thing down. And he even acknowledges it. He's to cut all that out. Basically saying like, you stop predicting what I'm doing. So I play Haruma Skirmisher just to get around his Brash Samurai. At least force him to use the favorable grounds. If he wanted to defend with it. So I can do those two, and I could charge in Shuichi if I need to, and then I'm even I'm going all in. I'm checking all his shit right now. I'm spinning cards at a pretty rapid rate. He Gaijin customs his Asami, which is fine. I'm not thrilled about Gaijin customs personally. I think it's kind of like a combo piece. Because you need a Spyglass out on the board in order to use it. But it's working out for him here. Unbow Tech is obviously very powerful. So I do a military. I basically want him to be forced to defend with the Brash Samurai so that he can't honor himself and attack me. Because that would be really irritating. So He defends with the Brash Samurai. This means that he has to attack militarily with Kakita Asami, which is just not going to be great. She's 1 strength. He honors his character. Um, Now I have the option of like I said, charging in Shuichi if I wanted to. I think that's what I end up doing, right? Come on. Thinking about it. Definitely thinking about it. Yeah, so I charge in Shuichi. The worst case scenario, I get the fate from him for doing this, and then I have a possibility of breaking if the opportunity arises. Now I am running out of cards in my hand, so that's not going great. Um, he has 6 cards in his hand. I have 1. So the game is I feel pretty good on board state, generally speaking, but it's not going great overall. I went with the Void Ring because I didn't want my character to be voided. You know what I mean? So I win, but I don't break. And now he has an Asami to my Borderlands Defender. Uh, his choices are basically he can attack and lose, or he can just pass his conflict and let me attack into him and maybe get another ring, or maybe get some fate from one of these rings. Either way is pretty good, to be honest. I could do Earth, but I hope I don't. I hope I just gain fate. I should be farming fate at this point. What's he doing? Oh, he's attacking. Oh, that's a mistake. So I guess he just wanted to collect his fate. Um, if he has some way of winning this conflict, that's fine, but my guy is not bowing right now to this, so he moves the guy in with a spyglass. That's also fine. I'm still winning, so I pass. I think does he just let this go? I forget. No, he honors this fucking guy again. I think, is that his 3rd Way of the Crab or Ray of the Crane? I think it is. So I put a katana on my guy to be winning again. He places Steward at Law. This is what card advantage does. So he wins the Water Ring and stands as Brash Samurai. Ugh. Then I do an air conflict because I want to gain the fate, and I can draw more cards if I win an air ring. So that was the thinking anyway. He defends with his Brash Samurai. I pass. He passes. I gain 2 honor. I better gain 2 honor. I took an honor from him. Why? Joe, you're so stupid. I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess it's about the same, but I probably should have gained the 2 honor, just so I could bid a little higher, recover my hand a little bit. I wasn't going to dishonor him. He's at 8 honor. I don't think that there's any way I can reasonably get there. But, board state, it's okay. Kakita Asami versus Borderlands Defender is basically what this board state is. And then I get a Watch Commander, or I get a Steadfast Witch Hunter and 2 Shuichi, and a Stoic Magistrate, but I don't have any chuds to sacrifice with the Witch Hunter, which is a shame. He buys a Savvy Politician, and I just buy the Magistrate because if you look at his board, he's got Little Guy, Little Guy, Little Guy, Little Guy, and Asami. So basically, Asami is the only one that I don't have to, that the Stoic Magistrate doesn't just blank out, which, by the way, is ridiculous, right? I mean, it's ridiculous, right? These Magistrates, man, they are stupid. Like, Magistrates are stupid. I'm sorry. So I bid 5 because I was wasting cards, or not wasting, but just spending cards at a very rapid rate. So I get a nice little infusion of cards. I think I intended to play the skirmisher, but I just kind of absent-mindedly passed my action. So I think I just choose to just do a nice, just like a probing military attack, see what he defends with. Because if he doesn't defend, I can break, obviously, and if he doesn't defend enough, then I can bonsai, and then I have this... Eh. I chickened out. I passed the conflict. It sucks. I guess it's for the best, because I don't really have anyone to... he has a lot of guys right now, so by defending with the Stoic Magistrate here... Okay, I don't fucking... Ah, Jesus. I policy debate his little guy for an easy win, but he cancels it. Voice of Honor cancels it. Should be used to that by now. So it's what is the numbers right now? 10-6. He's breaking for the moment, but I did meditations and I Tao's Asami, and then I just stronghold to go up to 7 to stop him from breaking. I actually didn't think that I would. I didn't think I would actually stop the break. I assumed that he would just play another card. He's taking a little bit of time here, thinking about should he spend a card for the break. I guess I don't know. Now we have 16 spectators, which is a lot. Yeah, and Rega literally says, like, 4 more people, call your friends, call your wife. Apparently he wanted 20 spectators to be watching this game. I don't know why. This is odd, it's not letting me use this card. Oh, and this is when he's been trying to force shame. He's been trying to force shame the Borderlands Defender for the last 5 minutes, I guess. But he can't, because her text says that, you know, he can't. So he plays another Steward at Law into the conflict, and he's breaking again. You know, it's not ideal, but I think I just let him break. Yeah, so he breaks, and he resolves the ring, which was what? Earth. Randomly discards a charge, which is annoying, because I was intending to use that charge. But I play in my skirmisher, which is what I wanted to do the last round, but I forgot, and that's why I didn't attack. I should have attacked. If I remember my skirmisher, I would have just done the attack with the 2. But these are the things, man. These are the things. I do avoid, because I want to get rid of that Brash Samurai. I don't really care all that much about giving another card. He already has 8. So it's like, what's another card? You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter to me, all things considered. He bonsais his savvy politician, which is funny. So I think I just assassinate her, and he cancels again. So he had 2 cancels just sitting in his hand, and I say 2 down, 1 more to go. Then we can start playing a game. So I have to decide: do I bonsai here? He has 7 cards in his hand, and I'm just like, chances are, if I bonsai, I'm down to 4 honor, and then he just like bonsai, or he just like does something in return. Yeah, and he had a katana, so I wasn't gonna break anyway. But I do want to win this Earth Ring. So he fucking Voice of Honors again. He had all 3 Voice of Honors in the top 20 of his cards. So he wins the conflict because he was able to Voice of Honor, Voice of Honor, Voice of Honor, Voice of Honor. But I do get to stand my Borderlands, my defender, by sacrificing that little chud. Which, honestly, I didn't even need to do. Because I passed my first conflict because I'm an idiot and I forgot to play my skirmisher prior to the conflict. So I think he just passes here. Is that what he does? Yeah, he's passing his conflict. Because he doesn't want me to get the free draw and, you know, everything like that. So it's a shame, but it's what are you going to do? You know what I mean? These things happen. I still have the reprieve on the Borderlands Defender, so she's not going anywhere yet. But I basically missed out on 2 card draw because I missequenced my challenges and I didn't play the skirmisher when I wanted to, which is before I did my first conflict. I should have played that skirmisher so I could do an attack with him in the Witch Hunter or with the Borderlands Defender and just get kind of a free thing going. You know what I mean? So I flip an Intimidating Hida, which is out of my deck now, Borderlands Defender, and Shuichi. So this is a high fate game for me so far. I have not seen a lot of small cost guys. I haven't seen many keepers. There's one right there, but generally speaking, I haven't seen a whole lot. He plays a Cautious Scout, which they're good. I like the Cautious Scouts, but they're nothing like all that special. The Stoic Magistrate still is doing great here as well. So his board state's basically like Stoic Magistrate kills it. So I just have to sit the Stoic Magistrate at home and you can't really win any conflicts with the board state as it is now. It's 1 break to 1 break, 10 honor to 9 honor, but he has 10 cards in his hand to my 4, so I'm down. But my board state is significantly more powerful. He attacks with a Cautious Scout, and I defend with a Borderlands Defender because I have a Mountain Does Not Fall in my hand. And I was like, haha, he's used all 3 of his Voice of Honor, so I'm guaranteed this thing. And come on. The dude plays Censure. I mean, it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, you're going to play 4 counters? This is annoying. But it's what Crane does, so I shouldn't be surprised, but it's just irritating. So I do win on defense, but I was intending to have my Borderlands Defender standing. So I can just do a Water Ring to stand my Borderlands Defender, I think is what my plan was, and get a Fate to go. Into the Fertile Fields, I go. So that I can attack with the Borderlands Defender militarily. Yeah. So I'm trying to decide, like, do I do military and stealth the Samurai, or do I do political and stealth the Whisper? I end up doing military, water, and stealthing the Samurai, so he has to defend with the Whisperer, who's 0 strength, or not defend at all. I had a Court Games in my hand, so I was able to get him to 5 to break if he does not defend. Wait, no, sorry, Katana to go to 5. So I go to Katana. I play the Katana to go to 5 to his 0 currently. And then he bonsais his dude. Like, I think that's the 3rd bonsai he had, maybe the 2nd. But he keeps bonsaiing his chuds to stop these military breaks. And it's just like, okay, you got it. You got the defensive conflict again, but your chud is now going away, and I don't know. Like, I understand why he was defending the way he was, but it's still annoying. So he's doing a political Earth now. I'm defending, and I'm going to 5 to his 4. And it's like, he hit Rally to the Cause. So he started out as political, I think. Yeah, because I think he did military with the Cautious Scout and then political with him. I switched to military so that I could match him 4 to 4, and then my Stronghold would take me to 5. Now the reason I did that was because I was like, what are the odds he has another Katana or another Bonsai? Because he has, like, he's played, like, literally, like, I think he's played 2 Katanas and 2 Bonsais at this point, if not 3 of one of those. So since it's an Earth conflict, I defend 4 to 4, and then I Stronghold, and he lets me win. So I gain a Fate, and I get a Keeper Monk. And then I just immediately sacrifice the Keeper Monk to stand my Borderlands Defender. But I forgot about the Noble Sacrifice. Remember I played around the Noble Sacrifice on round 2 or round 1. I forgot about it, and it came back to bite me now. And he sacrificed my Borderlands Defender with 2 Spyglasses on it. I had a Reprieve in hand too, so I should have just played the Reprieve, but I wasn't thinking about it. And that's what happens when you forget about what their plans are, what they're doing. But board state's pretty dominating for me right now. He has plenty of honor, but I have 4 characters out with a reprieve that I now no longer have need to use. So he plays a storyteller, which I'm fine with, and I pass. I could have played the Ojimbo, but I don't like the Ojimbo. It's not a good card. I don't like cards that are inflexible. He plays a representative, and I'm at 8 honor to his 10. I've bid 4, and he decides to bid 1, which bummed me out because I was like hoping that he would just keep bidding like 4 or 5 over and over again. But he decided to start putting the honor pressure on. Now, if you look at my hand, I have these 2 watch commanders in my hand that have not been doing anything for me. And this is actually something that I feel bad saying, but watch commander doesn't really fit my playstyle at this point, and it's not helping me in this game. He's at 13 honor. Watch commander is a blank 1 for 1/1 for me right now. And it's just not worth playing ever, and it's not worth investing time into doing because, like, maybe it's my fault for taking, like, for not investing the time and doing it. Maybe I don't appreciate Watch Commander, but every time I draw it, I just kind of think like, ugh, this could be something else right now, like anything else, and it probably would be more helpful. So he did a perfect, what is it called? A gift, whatever you call it. Perfect gift? Is that what it's called? Whatever it is. And he takes a For Shame, and I take a Naiuchi Wayfinder, or he gives me a Naiuchi Wayfinder. The fact that he takes a For Shame basically means that he probably has a second For Shame in his hand. He's just going to do a double, like, boom boom For Shame on me. But I wanted to play it, so I stealth one of his. I didn't think of it at the time. I probably should have stealthed his courtier, so that he couldn't do it, the For Shame. But you know, these are mistakes you make. He just took a For Shame. I wasn't thinking about it, and I let him defend with his courtier. This is why this game took so long. It's because I was not breaking when I should have been. So he defends with his courtier, I think. Assuming. I assume so. Yeah, he defends with his courtier. And then, let's see here. I play a Watch Commander, because I guess why not. And then he just For Shames me. Val's my guy, you know. These things happen, but it's like, I walked right into it. I should have been able to predict that, but I didn't. I do bonsai my Stoic Magistrate, though, to break the province and win, because he left. So that was the thing, is like, he came in, he defended, and he For Shamed my guy down, but then he just left, because he's like, what's 1 honor in a loss, I don't care at all. But then I had a bonsai, so I was able to break it out, which is great. Finally, a second break. It took me long enough. And then I void away his Doji Challenger, his Doji Representative, so he's going away at the end of the round, which is what I want to do. I want to control his board. The fewer cards he has on the board, the better. And then he... Jesus. He outwits my Sugen Jahome, so he's just doing everything he can to prevent me or keep me out of provinces and keep me from doing what I'm trying to do. So I play a Wayfinder in the conflict. So it's 4-1. I'm not breaking for the moment. But then he just assassinates the guy, which, okay. Luckily, I have this rebuild. I rebuild a favorable ground, right? Yeah. Then I move in my guy. So it's like, that's one thing that I don't like about Outwit and those cards, is that favorable ground really basically makes them pointless, and you just paid an honor or a fate for the privilege. Now, let's see here. Did I do it again? Did I forget? Yeah, I can't check. I think I forgot to use my Witch Hunter before I attacked. Like, I should have done my Witch Hunter before I attacked, right? Like, that's something that you should do unless I wanted a defender for him. But like, I could have done an attack and gotten my third break, and the next round I'd be pretty comfortably attacking his stronghold. Especially since I have a reprieve in hand. Oh, okay. He clouded the mind of the guy. Okay, that's fine then. Never mind. I retract my criticism past Joe. So I'm doing an Earth Ring with the Borderlands Defender. He plays a political rival. So I put a fan on my guy, so it's now 7 to 8, because he puts a fan on his guy. And then I put a Watch Commander on my guy, which I should have done the first time, honestly. He court games and I court games. This is how games go. It's just back and forth, back and forth. So I think I ultimately win. Yeah, he has no cards in hand. He's spent his entire hand. So I draw a card. I get 2 keepers, which is great for me. And the Doji representative is the only one left to attack politically, which I can now at least stop from breaking because of these keeper monks. But I can't stop from like winning, obviously. But it's better than nothing. So he does fire, because that's what cranes do. They do fire. He kneels one of them, and I just pass. He's winning but not breaking. It's not it's not something I'm really concerned about at this point. As long as I'm preventing breaks, I feel pretty good. And I reprieve my Witch Hunter, mainly because I just want to have characters on the board. It's Cloud the Minded, so it's not like it's doing anything for me in particular. It's just a 4/2 body. But it's still a body, and I'm trying to maintain my board advantage, and that's helping me a lot in doing so. So, I flip a Borderlands... I flip a Witch Hunter, a Guardian, a Vanguard Warrior. He gets Hotaru, which Hotaru always comes around. And I pass again. So, like, I know that at this point 27 people are watching, and I know that like some of the crabs watching were going crazy, like Spork, whatever his full name is, Sporkoff something. He apparently was going crazy when I was passing this early. Like in this case, obviously I could have bought a Witch Hunter, right? That would have been a good play. But I had no interest in giving my opponent fate when I didn't want them to have it. My board state is still superior to his. Hotaru, even at the point that it is right now, winning with Hotaru is going to be it's going to take effort. You know what I mean? And he's going to have to go into something if other than like Route of the Cause. So I was comfortable passing. I can play for next round. I have a reprieve in hand, so I can reprieve Shuichi if I need to. And I drew a court games, which is fantastic for Shuichi as well. So, I know that some people would have bought the Witch Hunter there and just conceded the passing fate, but I just didn't want to give my opponent any fate that I could prevent them from getting. There's only one fate on the board right now, and that's the Water Ring, and he actually goes for it. So, obviously, he wanted a double Water Ring, I guess, to bow out my board, I suppose. I would have personally gone with something a little more impactful, like a double... I mean, I guess he didn't want to do a double Void because it would feel wasteful, quote-unquote. You know what I mean? Like, he would feel like he wasted it because there's only one fate to remove. Right? So, I don't agree with it. I would have done Void if I were him, because if you'll see what's coming next. I'm about to void his Hotaru, I think. So he just bows 2 random guys. He bowed the Witch Hunter and he bowed one of my keepers. And then I just decide to go... Where do I go here? Military Void. There. So now I can get rid of Doji Hotaru. If he had gone Void, I wouldn't have been able to get rid of Hotaru. So, I think that the fact that she resolves a ring twice was almost like a trap for him, because he chose the wrong ring because of it. So I'm initiating a conflict of military 5. I have a charge in hand, so I can always charge in Witch Hunter if I need to. I have the favor, so I know that his ass can't fucking censure me. Fucking ridiculous shit. So I go into Before the Throne, which it was basically between Before the Throne and Shameful Display, I think. And I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to. I didn't want to do that. So I took the 2 honor loss from breaking Before the Throne, and I just lived with it. Uh, I'm at 3 honor, which is not comfortable at all. But I broke his 3rd province, so he has a military attack left. I can always Witch Hunter in, and then reprieve that new Witch Hunter. I think it's probably what I do, honestly. If I'm sitting here looking at this board state, not remembering exactly what I did, that's exactly what I would do. So he attacks, I defend, and then I charge in the Witch Hunter. And I think that he doesn't really have much there to do anything with. And I think I even think like he bonsais this guy. I don't care. I'm not really worried about winning this conflict. I just stand my Borderlands Defender now because I didn't want him, like, if he had a Cloud the Mind and he just clouded that Witch Hunter, that would be such a fucking bummer. So, he's bonsaiing and everything like that, and he's winning, and I don't really care. I match him, but he's still winning. I even had a bonsai in my hand. I don't think I even wanted to use it. So he won, what was it? Air. I don't care. Like, take me to 2 honor. That's annoying, but it's not something that I'm worried about right now. Because I have a standing guy with plenty of strength, and he has nothing standing, so I feel like I have a pretty good shot at winning right here. So I do a Fire Ring, and I just attack politically, draw a card, and it is, what was that? It was entrenched position, of course, because that is what Crane is typically weak to. So it's my 7 to his 7 province strength. He has nothing to defend with, so he has no strength there. And so I'm breaking at the moment. His 5, 6, 7, yeah, 7 to 7. I'm breaking at the moment. He plays in a Wayfinder, but I have a court game, so I just honor my guy. What does he do there? Yeah. So he plays the Wayfinder, and then I just honor my guy to go up 1 more. So it's 8 to 1. And he has no cards in hand. So he has nothing that he can do. His Stronghold can't do anything. I don't think he uses Stronghold all game. So I court games my guy, and I win. So I say GG. Now, funny thing, you can see like everyone responding in the chat here, and then people start doing like the crab thing here. Everyone, like all the crab players who are watching, do it. Now, apparently my opponent was kind of upset about that. I don't know why. I guess he felt it was disrespectful in some way. I'm not sure. But if you're watching this, Suzume, the crabs, they didn't mean anything by it. Like, I'm sorry if you felt that was disrespectful or anything like that, but don't take us too seriously. We all stand on a wall all day. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. And I hope that I talked about it correctly. I hope that I didn't miss any important details, or I didn't. I hope I gave the game justice. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.